But okay, we're going to have a discussion, relocation experiences powered by Cognizant, and the discussion will be moderated by Krieva from Printify, and I'll let you introduce your fellow speakers. Let's welcome them on stage.
Comfy couches. Yes, so welcome to a very interesting discussion all about relocation experiences powered by Cognizant. Thank you. My name is Lija. I'm a video presenter and content writer at Printify, and I'm very excited to be talking to 4 very accomplished women who work for global companies, Cognizant, Swisscom, GoCardless, and Accenture Baltics, and they've all made the journey to relocate to Latvia. So they'll be sharing their personal stories of moving to a new country, talk about the challenges they face, some of the opportunities they've come across, and how relocation has shaped both their personal and professional lives. And we're also going to explore how diversity can play a critical role in addressing talent shortages within the business and technology sectors, and how international talent can contribute to innovation and growth within the Baltic region. So how are we all feeling today?
Great.
Good? Very excited to be here. Wonderful. So to start off, can each of you briefly share your name, kind of what brought you here, a bit about yourselves, and your journey of relocating to Latvia, and your first impression of this country?
I can start. So, hi everyone. My name is Cristina. I'm Italian. I relocated to Latvia. I left Italy 10 years ago. And I spent the last 7 years in the UK, and then last year I moved to Latvia, and I fell in love with Riga. It's beautiful. I work for GoCardless, and I came to Latvia thanks to GoCardless. I moved, last June, and it was amazing.
Hi everyone, I'm Vishnupriya from India, and I have relocated to Riga in the Feb 2024, just before 8 months. And my professional background is I'm into non-functional testing, and I have around 16 plus years of experience in this field. And I have moved around 3 companies, and Cognizant, I'm with Cognizant for more than 10 years now. And I mostly work on performance testing, and I have consultation work with security testing and OAT and accessibility testing as well. So I got a chance to work here by clearing the client interview. And when I moved from there to here, I felt like there is more nature here, like about Riga. I felt there is no pollution and transport buses on time and more water and more trees, parks, and there is space to walk. So everything was exciting, and snow experience was so good here, and that was my first snow, but I didn't dress properly. I came with a coat from UK. I was working in UK for 1 year, but that coat was not enough here. So my colleagues helped here to find shoes, dresses, coats, everything. I had a lot of help from my Cognizant colleagues, and that is like my second family here. So I don't feel alone here. So I like Latvia and Cognizant and moving to here. So, and I just want to address visa process of Latvia. So that is like more than 6 months, and I think we should reduce that by making it as a digital process, because we are signing documents like in paper and then sending it back, and getting to appointment in Latvia embassy is like a difficult one, and it takes time. So it will be better if we improve that process. So just on improvement point, that's it. Yeah, thank you.
Hello, my name is Idania. I am from Honduras, Central America, so I think I am the one that is a little bit more far from home here. Actually, I came here for studies. My background back in my country was in mathematics, and my previous experience was in teaching mathematics. And I was well, I started teaching schools, and then I got to work in a university, like in managing a IT department, and I started teaching in mathematics in university. So I was eager to learn more, to improve my knowledge, and then I started seeking for opportunities abroad. So I applied for many places, and I just forgot about that. And then one day, I didn't get accepted at first. It's like someone got it, and then this person rejected, and I was the next in the list. So I got and when I got the email, I started searching, oh my God, where is Latvia? and then that was my experience, and then I came with my son, and I have a first and a second impression about Latvia. I will tell both. The first impression is what I reached at night, 11, my flight, and my buddy from university was waiting for me in the airport. It was very kind lady, Baiba. And I didn't have an apartment, so I had booked a hotel in the old Riga. So my first impression about Latvia is like it's noisy, and because it's summer, it was night, so it was like noisy, a lot of people on the street. So this is my first impression. And the second is completely different. It's completely calm. I love it. And at least this is my both experience. And also, part of my second impression is like I come from Latin America, where we are like more talkative. And then we used to just, for example, if I am lost in the street, I just ask anyone, and anyone will tell me something. And in here, it didn't happen. Yeah, so I started to feel like I need to keep some distance, yeah? So this is my second impression.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. My name is Ines. I'm from Tunisia. I relocated to Latvia as a part of career development with Swisscom. I arrived September last year, so it's a year already. And if I would mention my first impression about Latvia, because I arrived in September, weather was fine, normal, quite pleasant. So yeah, I started just discovering the country. But I remember one day in November, I opened the window to see everything covered in snow, and it was really amazing view. It had always been a dream for me to experience a snowy winter, and that moment made me fall in love with the country, actually. And I really like the winter here. Actually, about my process, my visa process, it took me, as Vishnu mentioned, it was a bit long. It took me 7 months. But I would say worth it, because I really like the country and the vibes. And for now, I'm waiting for the winter and the snow. Thank you.
Wonderful. So actually, from all corners of the world here, amazing. And very surprising you liked winter. Usually people are talking about summer here. People are nicer when the weather is nicer, but we need more positivity in the winter as well. So obviously, relocation involves significant changes to your work-life balance, especially if you have kids, if you have family. Can you talk about how relocation impacted your family or personal life and how you managed that transition?
I have a 9-year-old son. So I left him in India, and then I come here. So that was like emotional challenge for me. But now he understood me, and then usually he won't come and drop me in the airport, but usually he'll come to receive me. So he was into like, I'll go and play, bye, like that he'll leave. So that was like emotional journey for me. And about work-life balance, I feel it's better here. So it's only 9 hours work, and then we can meet clients directly, and then we have like live environment here. And about weather, I was into 32 degrees in my place, but when moving here, it was -20. So that was a drastic change for me. Then to adapt here, it took some time. And yeah, that's it. It's going good.
I can be next. Well, in my case, I would say that I came with my family because I am a single mother and I came with my son. I wouldn't imagine to travel without him. And that was one of the reasons that I delayed. I mean, I was always wanted to have opportunities to travel and to study, but I became mother very young. So, but this was not a reason why not to dream, yeah? So it just took a little bit longer, but we made it. So I came with my son, and he was a teenager at the time. And the challenge for me, in my case, it was to find a school for him. And, I was just a student. I could not afford to pay like international school. And but initially, I went to a private school, and I remember that the teacher there told me that by that time there were some like refugees coming, and then one public school was taking them and teaching the language. So for that means I got to know about this, and then that's how my son went into school here. So he knows the language, and that is how it was for me, I mean, regarding family. And about work, well, one of the things that I like here about my job, actually, I mean, in IT, is like the flexibility. Yeah, for example, when back in my country, it could happen that if I am 5 minutes late to work, I would not get paid that day at work, maybe. Yeah, so, but in here I can just be flexible about my time and all my work and private or other activities that I like to do.
Yeah, adjusting and integrating into a new work culture can also pose a significant challenge. Can we talk a little bit more about adjusting to the work culture in Latvia, and how did it compare to your previous work environments?
When I came here to Latvia, I noticed that Latvian are basically Southern Italians. We are so similar that I found it very simple to adjust. Latvian people are straight to the point. There are no like, oh, hi, lovely, how are you today? It's just like, I need this, can you help me? And I love it because Italians are the same. And I came from the UK that is completely opposite. Hey, how's your day? Hi, how are you? But yeah, so for me, it was very easy. That's why I said I loved Latvia immediately. I felt home. And so, yeah, very easy to adapt.
My experience is completely different. Well, in that case, as I say, we are like a little bit more closer and talkative, as you say. And for example, one of my first days in office that I wanted to ask something to a colleague, then he just went like this because I came too close. Is what I was used to. We are just very close to people, and then and like the warmth of people, and it was kind of different here. I don't come too close to people now, and but apart from that, I found like very supportive team. Yeah, here. At least if I need something, I know that I can ask and I will get help from my team. Yeah, but just to keep distance.
Latvians were not built for small talk. So there's often talk also about talent shortages in these specific industries, especially in technology and business. How do you think attracting international talent through relocation can kind of help bridge these gaps, and how does diversity contribute to innovation and growth and success in business, particularly in Latvia and in the Baltics?
Actually, for my position, NFT architect, actually, they were trying for local hire here and they couldn't find it. So that's why this request came there to India. So then I got it and then came here. So now we are forming the team here and then I'm training them and creating a training materials and enabling the other team members as well. And also about nearshore activity. So in our Baltic regions, we often act as nearshore to Sweden and some other European countries. Like cost-wise, it is somewhat less than other countries. So we are forming a nearshore center here and then training and creating a KT material. We are bridging the gap.
Yeah, I think Accenture is also another one of that take advantage of this bringing talents from abroad. Yeah, around 20% of talent in Accenture are foreigners, and of course that bring like different perspective to everything that we have to work in, and also it's like at least I think it's very positive. In Accenture also, for example, we have these community clubs, and then I can meet many people, even in our activities. Like most are foreigners, so at least for me, it's kind of enrich in every aspect.
I can go next. Actually, my relocation experience highlights how supportive companies for the visa process or for the relocation process can really facilitate the transition. Because, as I mentioned, my visa process took me 7 months, and we don't have the Latvian embassy in my country. I had to travel to Egypt and spend there 7 months. So, but my company, Swisscom, they maintained like communication throughout the process, which made me feel safe, because it's 7 months. I don't know if the position is still open for me or not. And as well, they provided a relocation partner, which guided me throughout the process, because the Latvian visa process is a bit different from other countries, so I don't had any idea about it before. But yeah, with the relocation partner, it becomes easier, like to understand the steps and to do it quickly. And yeah, as well, they provided a free accommodation for the first month. So when I arrived here, it was easy to settle in quickly and look for an apartment. So this kind of support not only helps individuals to settle in quickly, but also it encourages internationals to consider relocating to Latvia, since it's easy, it's not too complicated, so you can be supported by the company. So I would say, yeah, it would be very nice if companies offers that kind of support, so it can help others. Yeah, that's it.
Exactly. So kind of like a win-win situation, right? They maybe have a smaller talent pool here, but expanding that search globally, they can find that talent with the guidance. Also, it makes it easier for you to relocate and also even grow professionally, right, in your career and develop. So how has your relocation contributed to your own career development, and were there any unexpected opportunities that came with this?
When I moved to Riga, thanks to GoCardless, and when I was in London, I was working for GoCardless. I was an analyst, and then they asked me, GoCardless decided to open an HQ here in Riga, and they said, do you want to go as a manager? And I was like, oh my God, I'm so old, and I don't want to move. But then I moved, and I went from zero. I had no experience at all as manager, and I had to build a team, to hire people, to coach them, and I had some help from back in London, and to take the team up to speed from zero. And then this helped me a lot in my professional growth, and also under like a human point of view, because I didn't know, I have 8 people under me, and I didn't think that if I talk to the first person, I cannot talk in the same way to the second one, because they're 2 completely different people. So what I learned was not just learn the strategic point of view of being a manager and manage like a whole department, but also like the human point of view, that there are people with difficulties like problem at home, or they are sick, or they have like any kind of issue. So you need to balance everything, and this helped me a lot, and I learned a lot.
I was into technical role there, and when I moved here, I got a chance to work with finance and business team, and then now I got a 360-degree view of like how we are getting the project and how we are executing it and how we are delivering it. So that is a good change for me. Also the client interaction and team building activities, there it is not possible. So here we are meeting the client and then getting the requirements from them directly and working closely with them, and then daily we are closing the issue. So I think that is better. And also this opportunity like RIGA COMM and Quality Month hackathons. So we are participating in the other activities too other than technical work. So I feel that is better. Also, we are like creating case studies, like how we have achieved all these transformation things. So we are creating case studies for others as well, for other projects as well. And also there I was 1 in 10,000 people, but here now it's 1 in 100. So the population is less, and I'm getting more visibility here. So I feel good.
For me, it was a completely new start. Because, as I say, I was a teacher, and then my previous experience was teaching mainly. And when I came here, when I was about to complete my master, because I came to study with a scholarship, a master's in computer science. When I was about to complete my master's, and now also another thing that I didn't mention, that when my son went to school here, he was put like 2 years back, from his studies. So I started to think, okay, I go back to my country, and then I need to find another time school for my son, and uncertainty about his studies. He will be put back again, or how it will be this change. So that's when I started to think, okay, then maybe I can stay in Latvia. And most of my classmates by that time were already started working in Accenture. So that's how I came to know about bootcamp opportunities in Accenture. And I also applied for scholarship in the university for PhD. And I got both. So I got accepted for the PhD, and I got accepted in Accenture in the bootcamp. So it was like completely new start in a new company, and in a field that I didn't have any previous experience in IT. And then, so for me, it was like, I wouldn't say that it was hard. I mean, it was hard in the sense of that I had to put a lot of effort, to learn new skills and all that stuff. But I had a supportive team, I would say. So it was, for me, it was good experience. So it's actually everything I can say. And actually now my son is also my colleague. He applied for a junior data and engineering role, and he got accepted also in Accenture.
Boss at home, boss at work.
For me, my journey as a software engineer started from Tunisia, but what was different when we say new country, we say new environment, new people, new mindset. So I would say that this experience helped me to enhance my adaptability with people, with different work environment. So yeah, and you know, I came here alone, so I didn't have any friend here. So this experience also made a significant difference on my personal growth. So yeah, it was nice really for me to learn and how to adapt. Because Latvian culture is completely different from my culture. So I had to understand, to spend time, to understand how to deal with people. But also I was so lucky because I have a very supportive colleagues that helped me to adapt quickly. Yeah.
I'd like to dive in a little bit deeper. What strategies have you found helpful in navigating the professional challenges in a new country, but especially in a male-dominated industry or higher management roles?
I think that in order to overcome challenges, there are a few things that you need. One is knowledge, because if you don't have knowledge in your field, you will never be able to stand your points. So whenever you're in meeting, you need to be prepared. Then you need a good network, because you need to talk to people, especially in corporates. There are people with more knowledge and there are people with more experience, and so you can always learn from other people. And then a good development plan. You need to make sure that you know what you want to do, that you know the point that you want to reach, and you need to plan it. So again, networking is important, coaching sessions are important, and find a mentor as well is important. And it doesn't mean that you go to the first one and you say, hey, can you be my mentor? It's just again, networking and talk to people and see what they do and what they've done in their career. So from my point of view, those are the three things that in a world managed by men, a woman can stand. So the knowledge.
My experience is try to learn, so we need to update ourselves fast. Latest technology we need to update, and for the past 16 years I was not into same tool. It was different tool, different architecture and different technology. So always we need to update ourselves with external certifications, and we need to do courses. So Cognizant always have some list of courses that we need to complete within a year, so that will help us. Also, I won't stick with same project for years and years. And we also have option to move around after 18 months. So I'll often switch to clients, and then we'll get a different experience, different people, and then different stacks. So that also will be helpful. Also, we have more inspiring people inside our team, like our peers, managers, and then higher management. So we don't need to look for inspiration outside. So they will be sitting nearby you, and then we just need to watch and learn from them. Also, I never felt like male-dominated. I never felt like that, because where I come from is 50% women and 50% men. So ratio was 50-50. And also our vertical head, our central head, so everyone was women. So we never felt that way. I think I had a nice colleagues. Yeah.
Well, what I can add is self-confidence. And actually, I come from a very male-dominated sector from everywhere. My family, I was the only girl, the oldest, and my three brothers. So I have to put my strengths since very little, yes. And also I graduated from 2 universities in my bachelor's. I got an industrial engineering bachelor's degree, and most of my classmates were men. And I also graduated later from mathematics degree, and also male-dominated. So, but what I think is we need just to be confident in our strengths. Yeah, and not be afraid to ask for help if we need. To ask for help does not make you weak, yes, but just self-confidence that's all. Yeah, we can make it. It doesn't matter what it is. If we work on it, we can make it.
I think confidence is a big theme throughout today's discussion in general. Let's slowly wrap up here then. what is one thing you wish you had known before relocating, and how would that have helped you?
The weather in the summertime though, because I left the UK and it was sad, gray, rainy and windy. And then I wasn't, and in the UK the weather, I hope that there are no British people, but in the UK the weather is always like this in summertime too, except for a week. So when I came here, and it was the 1st of June, I was like, oh my God, I didn't have clothes. So I had to go to Origo because it was the only one that I knew at the time, close to my place, and buy all the clothes. So yeah, maybe make a little research before relocating can help.
I didn't know that we need to pay for English schools here, so I thought it was like government schools, and I didn't get chance to bring my son here. So that I could have planned it better if I known it previously. So that was there. And one fun thing is like WC. That word was very new to us. I was asking like restroom, bathroom, and no one knows here. And then also that symbols, only triangles, right? So I often confused with it and often in with men restroom only. So I think we should change that. Some good pictures. Yeah.
Take notes, take notes.
For me, also the weather, but I didn't experience so warm winters, summers, sorry, until just recently. I remember when I came, I didn't feel like I came in summer, but it was not so warm. But what I will never forget is my first winter in Latvia. We got till minus 25, and I got to pass New Year celebration to Seychelles. I still do not pronounce it correctly, but it was even colder there, and I have never in my life experienced such pains in my fingers like that day. So I wish I would have known how to properly dress. I had gloves, but they were not enough. Yeah.
I would say building a local network in Lyon before coming here would be very nice. Now with social media, we can quickly know more about local people. We can have more contact. So yeah, I wish I had a network before coming here.
And one final question. It's no secret that Latvians love potatoes. What's your favorite way to consume a potato?
Fried.
There is sweet fried potatoes, and I discovered a restaurant here in Riga. They prepared it just like how my mom does. Whenever I miss my mom's cooking, I go there and eat potatoes, that specific potatoes.
Well, I like potatoes in all ways, but I didn't know before coming to Latvia that potatoes was the meal here. But for me, for example, what would be for us is like tortillas, corn tortillas, of course. But of course, we have potatoes in our meals, but not like here. It's like you can find it in every way, in different ways, and I love all of them.
So we always use potatoes with more masalas and then spicy stuff. But here potatoes are just potatoes with only salt. So I couldn't have those, yeah.
Potatoes with the occasional dill thrown in, yes. Okay, we have about 2 minutes left. Do we have any questions from the audience, maybe? Okay, then thank you very much, Cristina, Vishnu, Idania, and Ines for joining this discussion. I think it was very valuable. And thank you again to Cognizant for empowering this chat. See you around.
Thanks, everyone.